We're actors. No, we're actors and we're people watchers.
Yeah, this is
and
true.
we notice things.
Yeah.
And we excavate things all the time. I don't want to actually go out there and solve cases, quite frankly, because, because I like a peaceful life.
First of all, congratulations on this amazing series.
Thank you.
Like the longest running series, I think, in the history. I feel like so many different generations know about Law and Order, right?
Yeah.
And then more generations to come as well. But can we just talk about the fact that finally in Toronto, like in the 6, how good is that? About time.
So proud.
Yeah.
So proud to be representing my city like this.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's a thrill, like to be showing Toronto as Toronto. Like we're not pretending it's anything else.
No.
It's just
We're really good pretenders.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You know, we can sub in. We can do other cities.
CG out that tower,
Exactly.
It's true.
But we are ourselves. We are our character. We are our style. We're our heartbeat. We're there.
Yeah.
Full frontal.
Karen, how do you think this actual series will pay homage to the city as well? Like, obviously we see it in the opening episode, but as it continues, like, what will people learn about the city?
I think that people will learn that, especially people outside of Canada, will learn that we are not just the people who say sorry a lot. And the people within Canada, where it's showing for now, the people within Canada will find out that the whole idea that, you know, we're all about ourselves and we think that we're the center of the universe. No, we don't, because we got some stuff bubbling underneath the surface.
Yes.
You know, we are like a fully fledged, multi-dimensional organism here.
Okay, so the show's going to expose us all. Darn it.
Exactly.
It's gonna expose us. Was there anything that the two of you learned that you didn't know about this city?
I mean, that's a really good question. I wouldn't say I don't know this about the city, but one thing that I was like repeatedly gobsmacked by was the level of talent here. Like the crew and the cast. I mean, the people that are Toronto people in this industry who came to show up for this show are just phenomenal. And yeah, it wasn't surprising, but it just to see that concentration of Canadian talent in something like this, and some of the roles, you know, some of the guest star roles are really emotionally demanding, and just to see people totally blow us away every single episode.
That's amazing
really
to hear.
exciting.
That because you're right, we know that there's incredible talent in our country, but you're right, like sometimes the focus is so much to the south of the border, right? But it's like nice to actually have a show that's making space for local talent. And then to see that local talent is stepping up and showing up, right? It's like it's just such a beautiful pride moment.
And all these people, right, that I've done theater with for years. Kristen Thompson and Sophia Walker and Ron Kennel and you know, names that you may know, names that are unfamiliar, but are you ever gonna see them show up? And the next time you see them, their names in like a theater program, you're gonna wanna go see them in those shows too.
And we had a few younger cast members too come in who, you know, we weren't as familiar with, and they were equally just like revelations. I mean, I think that was part of the excitement of doing this.
Do you think it's also to do with the fact, like even maybe for the both of you, when you know you're stepping into this franchise that has this beautiful history and then really kind of upping the ante with the Canadian story attached to it, like I'm guessing that also probably brings like this next level of not just nerves, but like this confidence as well. You're like, okay, we got this gig because we can do this, and then it just makes you want to step it up as well, right?
Do Canadian actors ever feel like that?
I don't know. You're like, we're just so great.
Nice.
We show up and we're just so great.
Oh man, I mean,
in general.
Yeah, like I fought for this job, and I pinched myself that I got it. I don't know. I mean, I think there is something that feels really aligned about this cast. I think being inside this group of people, with, you know, Karen and Aiden and Araya Mengesha and Nicola Correa-Demuth,
And
like I mean Casey Collins. I mean, just the kind of alchemy of it feels really right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still feel like I'm still just like, wow.
So humble.
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure.
This is why Canadians stay true.
It might be humility. It might also just be reality, right?
Yeah.
Because I think this business that we're in is hard. And we've both experienced, we've experienced the valleys too. And and so when these things happen and they're wonderful, and I think I can speak for both of us, that we're so incredibly thankful, we also know that we are here because of a legacy of people that brought us to this point, right? There are people who taught us, there are people who supported us, there are people who pushed us, there were people who said no, which made us hungrier. You know, I think we see it in its fullness right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of the casting, like the casting is amazing on this show. What was that process like for you to be brought into that process and to go through it and then, get to the end and then see everybody else that was also brought in? Like, how does that also add so much value to the show? Like, what would people love the most about the casting here?
What would people love about the casting?
Because you all seem like you jive really well
already.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I worked with KC. I think I played his mother in a movie of the week back in the 90s or something like that. I think at that point he might have actually been shorter than me. Or I just thought he was shorter than me, whatever. And now on Law and Order, his office is bigger and better than mine. So that's a whole other thing that he and I have. And Araya Mengesha and I have worked in theater together, right?
Yeah.
Nicola and I have both worked at the Stratford Festival. So
this is like family.
So they were already family. The revelations to me were Kathleen and Aiden. I had watched Aiden in that wonderful series he did, Rectify, and was quite blown away by that and have been fangirling. I just keep it on the inside. Kathleen, I wasn't so familiar with, but my God, when that camera starts rolling, seeing how this woman, she delivers every single time.
True.
The professionalism.
Every single time.
Just let me say it. The professionalism that she brings, the realness, the groundedness that she brings to the character, it was so instructive to me. I was just like, show up, Karen, show up and don't mess up.
It's literally like this level of support is everything. I mean, to be able to come into, to a group of people where we feel this way about each other. I feel like,
detective work, right? The prep that goes into that. Like, what's the secret to a good detective? Because I could not depend on it.
Yeah.
The writing.
Writing. Sometimes a really great coat.
a really good blazer.
A pantsuit is number one.
But we're actually not kidding because it's all those elements, right?
It really is. I mean, and it would feel, just getting dressed, strapping on the badge and, the firearm stuff, everything. Karen coming in her pantsuit and slippers from the ankle down. It anchors us in where we are.
Comfortable feet. Comfortable feet, exactly.
But I think too, like for me, it was watching a lot of Law and Order again. Like going, and my heart is with the original series, so I went back and tried to get classic with it, and was like, oh yeah, so you write while you're not looking at your pad of paper. You're taking things in all the time, and just sort of ripping off Jerry Orbach whenever I can. I think is.
I think my updated version of that is you're texting while you're talking.
Yes.
You're walking, talking, and texting.
Which is not something we recommend, kids. It's very dangerous.
Exactly.
But in this case, it works. Would you guys be like in terms of in real life, your detective skills, like what kind of characteristics do you think you have to be a good detective?
We're actors. No, we're actors and we're people watchers.
This is
true.
We
notice things. We excavate things all the time. I don't want to actually go out there and solve cases, quite frankly, because I like a peaceful life. But I think that we are people who we are excavators.
That's a beautiful word for it. I think the character that I get to play has a pretty solid degree of empathy. I think she really pays attention to people, and I think paying attention to people is something I like to do. And otherwise, I'm a really bad sleuth. You could get anything by me.
We can remember lines, but you know, other than that, like details from
What's been like your guys' favorite in terms of your characters so far? Like a characteristic or just like part of this whole journey, but like what has been your favorite moment playing these characters?
My favorite moment playing. Okay, you know what? It's a series of moments, but I'll tell you what. I'm gonna try
you can
not
give
to
me your
cry.
top 3.
It is walking into my office and seeing a picture of my mom on my desk.
Oh my God.
Every time.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. That's actually pretty special. Wow.
It's been amazing to have little personal touches around the set, and it is a beautiful photo. I wear my great-grandfather's watch, and my grandfather was a homicide detective in Buffalo, New York.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's not his watch, but it's along the family line. It was a generation above him, but
oh my God, we're like a mess this morning. What is happening here?
I'm so sorry.
No, but I think it's actually funny. Like I was when I was watching the Jerry Orbach series again, being like, what, you know, why did I love this so much? There is a bit of a resemblance, like physically, between him and my grandfather, and I think part of the comfort that I felt watching Law & Order as a kid was, you know, reinforced by that at least. So
this is an absolutely beautiful way to end this conversation, ladies. Congratulations.
My makeup is running now.
I know, but like that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, and the fact. And I feel like, you know what? That's probably what it is. What makes it so real to watch too, because there's so much realism in it. There's so much personal touches that have been added onto it. So the viewer actually really locks in and is really connected. Lastly, how are you guys going to celebrate the first episode tomorrow?
We are gonna take off all of the Spanx and put on our jeans and sweats, and we're gonna congregate at a bar.
I love this.
And we're gonna watch the first episode together.
Okay, well, I might just come and crash this party too.
Yeah. We said that we would do a drinking game where we take a shot every time we see the CN Tower, and Aiden yesterday was like, we're gonna be dead.
I know.
On the floor.
I want to be at this party to watch this.
Yeah,
well, listen, have the best time tomorrow, and congratulations. And I can't wait to speak to you again about this, because I feel like people are going to really, really tune in and love it.
Thank you so much.
And I mean that.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
glad to be here.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.